Hey guys, Ryan here, and I'm joined by Meg, and we are, of course, celebrating San Diego Comic-Con at home here at GameSpot Universe. And we're covering the new Mutants panel that we just watched. And Meg, the biggest news from that panel, of course, is that it is still coming to theaters. Fingers crossed.
Coming to I feel like we really need to put a couple addendums on that, because there's no way, right? There's absolutely no way that that's actually happening. Especially after Tenet's delayed, Mulan is now off the calendar, Star Wars whatever project has been delayed. Who are they kidding? Who do they think they're kidding?
Yeah, totally. And the funniest part about this whole thing is that the entire panel, it opened kind of poking fun at the cancellations that this film has had over the years. We've waited, it's changed release dates. I don't know, 3 or 4, maybe 5 times.
This is 5 times. Yeah, this is the 5th release.
Yeah, 5 times. And now they still want to try to bring it out in theaters August 28th, 2020. I'm just wondering, my reaction was, why not just go to streaming? Why not, we've seen the success of a film like Palm Springs on Hulu. It just it's about time. This film is so old at this point. Let's just get it over with.
I tweeted before this panel, and I was actually kind of when the panel was announced, I put a poll on Twitter okay, do we think it's we're gonna learn that it's streaming immediately? I was expecting a surprise drop. I think that would have made the most sense. The panel should have ended with, and you can go watch it now on Hulu or Disney Plus or whatever, and that would have been really exciting and feel really logical. But then my alternative was okay, maybe they'll just say the August date's holding, but that's going to be a VOD date now, that you can go rent it or whatever on Vudu or your choice of streaming services on that August date, which also made sense to me. And those were the two things that even in the poll, I think 100 and some odd people cast a vote on it. They're yeah, those two things are definitely that's gonna happen, that has to happen. And then to get this, we're they don't even mention streaming. The possibility wasn't even floated. What?
Yeah, it's pretty wild,
oh,
Meg.
Man.
It's crazy. I mean, when a big movie like Tenet kind of knows, Warner Brothers knows not to release it. It knows that it's not the time to do it. I mean,
right.
New Mutants shouldn't be making declarations that they're going to bring it back at the end of August. No one feels safe going to the movie theater yet. I mean, we've seen, like I said, we've seen success with movies streaming. Everyone's stuck at home. Let's just bring it to a streaming service so we can see it.
Bill and Ted is doing it too. We learned that today. Bill and Ted's coming to VOD and theaters, which fingers crossed for them. But at least they have a backup plan, right? They're getting the movie out, which at this point it kind of feels like the theater or Fox and Disney are more invested in New Mutants kind of being a meme about never coming out than they are about the actual movie. It feels like the joke is now they can't give the punchline. So I don't know. This movie's never gonna happen.
I know. And on top of that, all the actors, they're now, what are they, 4 or 5 years older than when they were when they actually filmed the movie? I mean, it's
right, exactly.
They're going to be promoting this until they're in their 40s.
I put together a piece earlier, last week, I think, about all of the delays to kind of get a bigger picture of the timeline. And when everyone was talking about the reshoots and whatnot, it turns out they couldn't even do reshoots because the actors had aged.
Wow.
And that was back in 2018 or what have you. So there's no new footage. They can't possibly, I don't know how many cuts of this movie they think they could possibly do to make it into something different. I don't know, man.
And you mutants are dangerous. We know.
We also got to see some of the movie itself, but I'll get to that in a second. First, Meg, let's talk about these emojis. I mean, this is some big breaking news for us. There's a handful of new emojis we can use. If you had to use one of those, which one did you enjoy the most? Which one you think you'll tweet out?
I'll probably tweet Sunspot, because Sam and Bobby are my favorite New Mutants. Not because of the New Mutants comics, but because of Jonathan Hickman's Avengers run, which brought Sam and Bobby onto the Avengers team, and I loved it. They have this place in my heart now, which I'm probably just going to be very let down by them in the movie because they're not going to be, obviously, why would they be the Avengers versions of those characters? But I'm going to use them because I think they're the best.
Nice. I think I'm going with Wolfsbane. I'm going with Maisie Williams' character. They made a joke about that in the panel, about that's like the morning after a late night using that emoji. I like that face right there.
Yeah, she is definitely the cutest of the emoji lot. It's just, I gotta stand with my favorite boys here.
Now, in addition to the emojis, we also got to see some artwork, some pretty awesome looking posters. A handful of artists from Poster Posse came out with some new artwork from the movie. So we're not going to get a chance to see the movie anytime soon, but at least we get to see some different poster looks, and these are pretty dope. They came out pretty nice.
Yeah, I mean, the movie doesn't look bad as much as we can possibly say that with the limited, perspective we have. That, like, I think, there's a strong aesthetic that they're really pushing in these posters, which is cool. Like, the fan artists are doing a great job. I hope they got paid for their work. I don't know if they did or not, because these posters are also going to be part of a sweepstakes, I guess, like a Twitter sweepstakes that they announced today. And yeah, I can't tell if the artists were compensated for, providing Marvel with this stuff that they're going to be giving away now, but I sure hope they were, because the posters look amazing.
Yeah, seriously, for real. Also, Marvel legend Bill Sienkiewicz, an artist who has heavily involved in X-Men, New Mutants, Legion fans will know him as well. He got to re-envision a classic, a Demon Bear comic, New Mutants number 18. Here's a look at it right now. This one looks pretty awesome as well. Love it.
Bill's art is so cool. Like,
Hell yeah.
You're never gonna get any better, especially when it comes to like weird, trippy, kind of horror-y, surrealist art. He's just the best.
Awesome. All right, Meg, we got the first trailer back in 2017. I can't believe that. But today we got to see the first 2 minutes of this movie. So that's some progress, right? That's some progress. What did you think of what we saw, that little opening that we saw of this movie?
I mean, like, it's clearly like they're really leaning into the Demon Bear source material, which is fine. So it's what we saw was Danny's parents, I think in the clip was only her dad. So I don't know how much they're changing or whatever, but in the comics, both of her parents get killed by this demon bear or mutated by this demon bear or whatever. So we see Danny being attacked and her father being attacked by the demon bear. It looks not great. I'll put it very gently. A lot of the audio was extremely obviously ADR'd in, so like it wasn't totally synced up. It sounded different than like the background noises. The CG looked not good. I don't know. We've been waiting a very, very long time, so the fact that the effects look not polished seems crazy to me.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. I guess they're really proving that there is a movie, which is, I know, like, it's more than a trailer. At least we got that.
That's one way to put it. Yes, there is a movie. A movie exists. We know a movie exists. I agree with you. It didn't. Unfortunately, it didn't make me want to see the movie anymore. Like, it didn't get me more hype for it. Unfortunately. In addition to that, we also got to see a sizzle reel, a trailer of sorts that they tacked onto the end of that opening scene, in which I think there were maybe a few new shots, but the tone, obviously, of this movie and the trailers has changed completely from that first teaser that we watched a few years back.
Yeah, I mean, I think we got to see, there were maybe a few more shots of, like, Illyana and her cool soul sword and whatnot, which is cool, and I think, there's actually footage of the demon bear itself, and we get Illyana, I think, actually addresses it, like, specifically name checks it as demon bear, which is, I mean, that's campy and fun, right? Like, that's kind of a nice little nod to the absurdity of X-Men comics, just, as a whole. But yeah, the clips themselves looked way more action heavy, like, like that first trailer with the you know, the eerie soundtrack and like the really minimalist kind of haunted house vibes. And then this one is everybody kind of throwing their powers around and doing hallway fights. And I don't know. I mean, I can't tell what they want me to do with any of this. Like, I was kind of excited when it looked like a really pared back horror movie, and now it just kind of looks like a Batman movie with superpowers.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you. Like, I was really into that first teaser and trailer when it was a horror flick. It was a superhero horror flick, and all these crazy things happening within this hospital or this psychiatric ward that we were introduced to. And now it's all over the place, it seems. But I don't know if that's a factor of the many delays or of what they've done in post. But yeah, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. Listen, we're still gonna watch the flick when it comes out.
Sure.
But it's changed so much from when we first saw it.
Yeah, we also got to see Bobby's powers a little bit more too, and I will say I'm pretty disappointed in that too, because this is me being and aside from me being a huge comics nerd, but Sunspot's powers are not like the Human Torch, which is basically what we saw of Bobby in the trailers, is that he gets fire powers, which is that's not how Sunspot works. It's not how Sunspot should work. So that's kind of a huge bummer for me specifically.
What are you doing?
Gotta get better someday.
All right, Meg. Well, to wrap this up, I think the final question I have to ask you is, what is your best guess when we actually see this film?
Okay.
Are we going to get it sometime this year? When do you think you'll be watching it?
I think, all right, here's my best guess, and it's really pessimistic, but I think what we're going to see is a new release date that's Christmas season of 2020, and I think we're going to miss that release date too, and then we're going to get another release date that is around Comic-Con time 2021, and we'll actually hit that one because we'll have like a Comic-Con party that will like premiere the movie, kind of like old school MCU movies used to do. Like they used to have like, first screenings of like the first Avenger or whatever. I think that's our best bet, is probably 2021 around Comic-Con time.
At that point, it's going to be called the Old Mutants. I mean,
right,
come on,
exactly.
This is ridiculous. This is insane.
Absolutely.
My guess is that by holiday season, they bite the bullet and they just say, screw it, we're going to put it on streaming. People will be home. People will be. I think you just have to do it. I think you've waited so long. You've pushed it so many times. They're even joking about it in the promotional opening of this panel. Just let people see it now. At this point, people will watch it. People watch it at home. Like I said earlier, the success of some of the things we've watched on Hulu and Netflix during this pandemic, it'll grab people's attention. Fans of X-Men, fans of superhero flicks. So. I'm guessing.
Absolutely.
I'm guessing before the year is over, we will see this. Fingers crossed. Again. Fingers crossed.
I really hope you're right.
All right, guys. Well, we want to hear from you. Hit us up with your best prediction when you will be seeing this movie, The New Mutants, whether it's at home or in the theaters. Hit us up in the comments. Let us know what you think. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon. Bye.